Hello, class. What I want to talk to today is again about the Nobel Prize. So we're going back in time, back to October, when in the beginning of October, when the Nobel Prizes are given out, and Nobel Prizes, among other things, they can have a bit of controversy. So if you remember the history of the Nobel, it came from Alfred Nobel, the Doctor of Death, who put some money forth so he could be remembered for peace, and it worked very well. I mean, there's the power of marketing right there, right? So when you think of Nobel, you don't think of the creator of dynamite and the Doctor of Death. You think about the Peace Prize, and good people have done peace. So, but of course, to us scientists, the Nobel Prize is considered the highest award you can get in your lifetime. So, and with that, there's controversy, and the council that does it, it's in Sweden, so it's entirely in Sweden. And this year is a bit of controversy because the physiology prize was won by a Swede, and it was a whole prize. It wasn't a split prize. So there have been other instances where that has happened in the past. The controversy right now, besides the that I mean, and he has done wonderful work. Don't get me wrong. The winner has done some amazing science. And there has been some chatter in the scientific community. Quite a few of us think that Moderna should have won the Nobel Prize. And there was an article in Chemical Engineering News about the heroes of the pandemic, and Moderna was there. They've really developed the technology for the mRNA. And if it wasn't for them and the sharing of the technology, even though the largest share of the market is the BioNTech, which is distributed by Pfizer, so it's really BioNTech's technology, and then upscale distributed by Pfizer. That's the seems to be the primary method, or the primary vaccination for the masses. At least in the Western world, there's of course the Sinovac vaccine in China and the Sputnik 5 in Russia, although the Sputnik 5 is not covered by the World Health Organization. At least not to my awareness, it is. Anyways, so there's controversy even today about the Nobel Prize, and one of them is that in the past, I think 97% of them have been men, and only 3% of the Nobel Prizes have been women. And although women make up 50% of the population, and if you look at people entering college right now, it's mostly women. So there's an vastly increased number of women than men. I mean, I shouldn't say vastly. It's on the order of 10-ish%. Depends on the school. It can be as high as 2/3, and that's also in other places too around the world. So more women are going to higher ed, and there are plenty of women in science and engineering. Two of my sisters are engineers, for instance, and my grandmother, she was a chemist. I don't think my grandmother deserved a Nobel Prize, although she was an amazing person. But she worked on penicillin, so which at the time was very, very important. Well, penicillin is still important, but not as breakthrough as it was back then. So this article is about the woman scientist should have won the prize. And of course, this is also looking at Carolyn Bertozzi. I mean, she won. I mean, and Carolyn, who I know personally, she's an amazing person. And also mentioned here is Marie Curie and Marie Curie's daughter, who I can't remember her name, Marie Curie, and Irene Joliet Curie. So Marie Curie, she's just amazing, super genius, and developed so much with radiation. Had a very interesting life. So I mean, very scientifically and personally, just an amazing, strong person. So this list goes through several of them, and actually another one. I know one more personally. Where is she? Darlene Hoffman. There we go, Darlene Hoffman. I met her at Berkeley, and what she did is and if you look at the periodic table, it stops at uranium as far as like the natural elements, and then it goes on to and considers plutonium to be a man-made element. Well, Professor Hoffman, she found plutonium in a rock sample, and disproved that. Although that's not, it's not, it's not much. I mean, she found trace amounts, and they guessed that there was probably on the order of tens of grams of plutonium found naturally on the planet Earth. So is what they kind of calculated out from that, or inferred from Professor Hoffman's discoveries. But that's still a very important discovery, and and when she was doing this work, this is the time, and also, I mean, in the shadow of Glenn Seaborg. Glenn Seaborg is an amazing scientist. I've never met him. He unfortunately he passed before I went to Berkeley, but he did a lot of work in with nuclear science. So, but all of these amazing people, I mean, and just amazing scientists, and I agree. I mean, these amazing people should also win Nobel Prizes. So, but unfortunately, most of these have passed on, and they don't give Nobel Prizes to people that have already passed. So you have to be alive. That's one of the requirements for a Nobel. One must need to be alive. So, but this is an interesting article, and it shows you some of the controversy. I mean, what is what is good things without controversy? But even in, like I said, even with the current Nobel Prizes, there's controversy, especially for an honor this big. So it's interesting with I mean, I know a lot of people are familiar with other awards like Oscars or Grammys and stuff. So this is a science awards, and other countries have awards too. So the highest honor in the United States is called the Wolf Prize, for instance. We have the Wolf Prize for chemistry, and so it's some consider it to be the people that win wolves often then go and get the Nobel Prize. So, but anyways, interesting read. And with all my messages, I hope it finds you well, and I hope you continue to look after yourselves, your own persons, your own mental health. And that's what I'm seeing a lot this semester is people struggling with mental health issues. And that's coming prevalent. I remember in the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of the issues were basic needs, and I know that there are still basic needs issues, and basic needs issues are easy to fix, generally speaking, because of various programs. But mental health is a bit trickier. So, so make sure that you look after yourselves, and if you feel like you can't, you're in a situation beyond your control, or if you just need help in general, feel free to contact me. I'll help you out, and that goes for other things too. I mean, right? So with basic needs, of course, and academic issues, this course and others, yeah, of course. So please feel free to reach out to me. So and tomorrow is a holiday. Speaking of excellent mental health, tomorrow is a holiday. So this is a very unique week here in Hawaii, right? We had Tuesday was a holiday, and now Friday. Well, Friday is a national holiday, Veterans Day. So it's from World War I, from the armistice, because the armistice for World War I happened on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So, and that's where it comes from. So, okay, well, have a nice rest of your week and weekend. Aloha.